Rain and thunderstorms hit the metro area, and freezing temperatures are not far behind. Cuban hostage takers are back home tonight, and that does not sit well in St. Martin Parish. And police get tough for the holidays to keep shoppers safe. Eyewitness News Nightwatch starts in 30 seconds right after the lottery.
Good evening, and welcome to the Louisiana Lottery Show. Here are tonight's winning numbers. Play Holiday Classics, the new $1 instant scratch game from the Louisiana Lottery Corporation. Top prize, $2,000. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Thank you for tuning in and playing. Don't forget to pick up your tickets for tomorrow night's drawings. All drawings are witnessed by legislative auditors.
WWL TV, Channel 4, New Orleans. This is Louisiana's news leader. Channel 4's Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Woltering. Angela has the night off. Heavy rain and powerful thunderstorms are possible overnight, and then the winter weather moves in. Let's go to Carl Arredondo now for the very latest. Carl?
Dennis, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning a little earlier around Plaquemines Parish, and most of the heavier showers and thunderstorms have remained along coastal regions and offshore, so that is certainly some good news. But as you can see, we're still in store for a night of more rain, some moderate showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. Take a look at WeatherLink 4 and we'll show you some of the heavier rainfall. Down south, Grand Isle, winds are pretty strong. Over 3 inches of rain, 3.5 inches of rain right now, and still raining there. So some of the heavier rainfall amounts are along coastal regions. Coming back, I'll show you another location that has more than that. Definitely more rain for tonight and some colder temperatures to follow. More details coming up, Dennis.
All right, Carl, thanks. For the first time, a woman guard who was held captive by inmates for 6 days in the St. Martin Parish Jail is telling what it was like inside. Meantime, U.S. officials say 6 of those Cuban detainees who seized control of the jail and held people captive are now back in Cuba. Hours after 2 unidentified men in handcuffs were seen boarding this plane, it took off from Alexandria International Airport. It now appears 6 Cuban detainees were on board the plane. But prosecutors in St. Martin Parish are not happy. They argue the detainees who released their hostages in the parish jail last weekend should be charged with aggravated kidnapping.
I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to prosecute these individuals, and I've expressed my thoughts to the federal government, to the Department of Justice, and we are working on some of the concerns we have about that.
Meantime, a female guard who was among those held hostage last week is now talking about her ordeal.
I was terrified. I was so scared. I didn't know what was going to happen to us.
Jolie Saunier, who is 24, has worked for the St. Martin Parish Sheriff for just over 3 years. When the inmates seized control of the jail, she ran for help.
I went running to try to let them know in the front what was going on. I banged on the door. They couldn't come in to help me. I banged on the medical office. They wouldn't let me in. So I went back and I ran to Todd because I felt guilty of leaving him by himself.
Warden Todd Louvier was already a hostage. When she went back to him, Saunier became a hostage too. 5 female inmates were also held captive. Saunier says one of the hostage takers was especially frightening, and when negotiations broke down on Friday, she says she thought she was dead.
They blindfolded me, had me handcuffed, and they threw me up to the window. My head hit the window, and they had held a knife to my neck. That was the toughest part. Because I said, to me, it felt like this was the end.
Tonight, it was confirmed 6 of the Cuban hostage takers are now back in Cuba, and the St. Martin Parish Sheriff was asked if he would take any more of the detainees.
If we don't take them, who's going to take them? They have to put them somewhere.
A 7th Cuban who was involved in the incident was not returned to Cuba. That's because he was already being investigated here in Louisiana, and he faces sentencing on Louisiana charges next month. The federal government is worried about an even larger threat, international terrorists, this holiday season. Customs agents are on alert after an Algerian was arrested for carrying bomb-making materials into the U.S. from Canada. The Border Patrol is extending work shifts and adding 300 extra inspectors at high-priority entry points. They're concerned that terrorists will strike U.S. targets during the celebration of the millennium.
But given the fact that we have issued a worldwide caution and we've indicated that we have information that terrorists undertaking planning for attacks during the New Year period, it is obviously particularly important now for there to be maximum vigilance.
Montreal police say the Algerian suspect may be connected to a theft ring that funneled money to terrorist groups. Here in New Orleans, local authorities are working with the feds on a plan for a safe celebration. Both New Orleans police and the FBI will have fully operational command posts just in case there are unexpected problems.
We're at a heightened sense of readiness, but we don't expect anything. I mean, if we expected a certain act or group, would be getting the word out and responding to it. But there's no specific intelligence that anything unusual is going to happen. Actually, we expect it to be kind of a boring New Year.
All state police personnel will be on standby, plus there will be extra security in place for the Sugar Bowl. It's the busiest shopping season of the year. Lots of people spending lots of money on expensive gifts. It sounds like a prime opportunity for pickpockets and thieves. But as Karen Swenson reports, police say holiday crime is actually very low in some areas. They say that's because of their beefed up presence.
New Orleans police officers march down Canal Street, their presence intended to promote security and deter holiday crime.
We want everyone to know that wherever you go in the CBD, whether you're shopping or whether you have other things on your mind, we're going to take care of it. If you don't want to spread the Christmas cheer and you want to bring ill will to the shoppers in the CBD, we'll also see you and we'll take care of you.
Starting the day after Thanksgiving, police beef up their presence. They double the number of officers on horseback, keep 4 officers walking the beat down Canal Street.
Say hey.
They add 4 uniform and 4 plainclothes officers to the New Orleans Center, and on any one of 9 CBD rooftops, you can bet there are officers watching from above with binoculars. How safe is downtown shopping? Sergeant Kenny Harris boasts.
As safe as walking from your living room to your bedroom.
He says the stats back him up. Since Thanksgiving, they've had no armed robberies or pickpocket reports in the CBD, and only 8 shoplifting cases.
All units, here's 1030 for 202, 205, 2713 Dawson.
In Kenner, police are also proactively fighting holiday crime, especially at the always crowded Esplanade Mall.
205. I would 202.
Here, police have set up a command center where officers respond to calls from mall security. They patrol the parking lot looking for suspicious activity, and inside, officers roam the mall in plain clothes. Since Thanksgiving, police say there have been no robberies, no pickpocket reports, not even a car burglary or break-in at the mall.
There's a lot of eyes on them. Crooks or thieves in general, think they're sneaky and think they have all the answers, but there's more eyes on them than they may think.
And Kenner police say the only problem they've had at the Esplanade Mall has been shoplifting. A police spokesperson told us they generally arrest at least 6 people a day for the crime.
And Karen, are shoppers taking preventive measures?
Yes, they are. I think police say the message has gotten through, but of course it bears repeating, and essentially it's just use your common sense. I mean, police say stay in well-lit areas, lock your car doors, don't leave your packages in plain view, be aware of your surroundings as you leave the mall, and of course if you see a suspicious person, contact security first and ask them to walk you to your car. Common sense.
All right. Thanks, Karen. The State Gambling Board meets tomorrow in Baton Rouge. They'll consider a request to delay awarding the state's final riverboat license. Governor Mike Foster wants the time to lobby the legislature to kill it. Foster has been criticized because one of his friends has applied for that license. Still to come on Eyewitness News Nightwatch, troubling revelations about former President Ronald Reagan and his battle with Alzheimer's. Plus, Pat Sajak and Vanna White deliver a non-alcoholic drink that's guaranteed to be a good fortune fizz. Our special 12 for the road coming up.
This time of year seems like you just can't win. The shopping, the traffic, the weather. It's like this endless game. But now, when you make your money count with the new Chevy car or truck, everyone wins.
Like the new Chevy Impala. It has better 0 to 60 acceleration than Intrepid ES and Taurus SE. Plus, get a great smart buy on the new Chevy Impala. Call for details.
It's a great time to make your money count with Chevrolet. It's your turn to win.
Holidays are sprinkled with delight, rich, warm, and wrapped in tradition, bringing together families and friends. These times that bubble with cheer and dance with lights, These are the times we treasure most. From the Delchamps family to yours, may the holidays be delicious.
This week, Thornapple Valley Smoked Ham is just 89 cents a pound, and 2-liter bottles of your favorite Coke products are just 58 cents each.
Former President Ronald Reagan's battle with Alzheimer's appears to be getting worse. Nancy Reagan told a television reporter that her husband is no longer able to carry on a conversation with her.
That is probably the worst disease you can ever have.
Why?
Because you lose contact and you're not able to share. In our case, you're not able to share all those wonderful memories that we have, and we had a wonderful life.
Can you have a conversation that makes sense to you with the president?
Not now.
Nancy Reagan says she no longer invites friends over to their home because the former president would not recognize them. She also says Mr. Reagan no longer swims or goes for walks. Those were 2 of his favorite pastimes. A federal judge says Ohio's taxpayer-funded school voucher program violates the Constitution's separation of church and state. So the judge scrapped an experimental program in Cleveland that paid tuition for needy children. The tuition money allowed them to attend private schools. Most of the schools in the program were religious institutions. In Colorado, snow and ice are being blamed for a 75-car pileup. It happened this afternoon on Interstate 25 north of Colorado Springs. 15 people were hurt. Authorities say none of the injuries was life-threatening. Back home, it was 1985 when Eyewitness News asked celebrities to promote safety by preparing festive, non-alcoholic drinks. The series entitled 12 for the Road was intended to run 1 year only, but it became so popular that your requests for new celebrities and recipes turned into a New Orleans holiday tradition. So the last 12 for the Road of the millennium starts tonight and continues through New Year's Eve. Bill Capo gets things rolling with 2 people who found fame on the Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
From the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City, here are the stars of our show, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
Wheel of Fortune is called the most popular game show on Earth. It has been the #1 syndicated show in America for 786 weeks, and it's seen in 54 locations around the world with an audience of 100 million people a week.
It's so much fun. It is. I mean, what you see is what you get, and you don't get to see during the commercials. That's probably the best part. You never know what Pat Sajak's going to say.
Fun's the word, and when you say job, I almost do a double take, but I forget that is my job sometimes.
I'm so lucky because now being a mother of 2, I'm able to spend a lot of time with my kids because we only tape Wheel of Fortune 4 days a month. So 5 shows a day, it's a long day, but that's okay. I have a lot of free time to spend with them.
You want to find the best possible job? Try this one. Giving away $7 million a year, $112 million in cash and prizes since 1983.
It's great to be able to hand someone the keys to a new car and give them cash. They're very happy people, and it doesn't come out of my pay, so it's a it's a great gig.
How much fun is it to be hugged and picked up and carried off? And
it depends on the hugger, frankly.
For this reserved Midwesterner, boisterous emotions from the contestants have taken some getting used to.
So people have taken to hugging and picking me up and carrying me around, and I'm coming actually to like it. In fact, maybe we could hug after this interview.
Oh, thank you very much. No, I'm not going to pick you up and carry you off unless you're going to give me a Buick.
No. No chance.
The Guinness Book of World Records lists Vanna White as the world's most frequent clapper. 720 times a show, 140,000 claps per season. And it all started with this white knuckle audition.
Now, when did you get from North Myrtle Beach to big bad Hollywood? Now, they say, you know, beautiful young girls are not supposed to come to this part of the country. How did you make your way across country?
Well, in a 20-foot U-Haul truck.
Of course, the average.
I was so nervous. Pat Sajak said I was probably the most nervous of every girl that he was interviewed with. I am so surprised that Merv Griffin selected me. I don't know, I couldn't talk. I could hardly walk. I was so nervous.
Now she's one of the world's best-known fashion models, wearing the latest designs, often gowns that are worth thousands of dollars.
5,000 gowns throughout my career on Wheel of Fortune, and every one is different. And it's fun. It's like being a Barbie doll. I get all dressed up and I get to wear these clothes. Unfortunately, I don't get to keep them.
What do you wear around the house?
I usually
what are your favorite
wear
clothes?
Sweats and tennis shoes or bedroom slippers. That's it. No makeup, ponytail.
She's recognized the world over, but ask Vanna White to describe herself, and you don't hear any celebrity hype.
I'm a full-time mom. I carpool, with my son at school. I'm a family person. I really am. I'm not a glitzy Hollywood type person. I'm a girl from South Carolina.
He is a boy from the Midwest who became a carnival king and found New Orleans to be a great place to visit.
But to come to a place like this makes it all worthwhile because, they welcome you with open arms. They feed you and take care of you and want you to have a good time, and it's a great place to be.
So we need you to come here and do your show from New Orleans.
I'm all for that. Do you know anyone at Channel 4 who could make this happen?
That interview done months ago was prophetic because Wheel of Fortune will spend 2 days in New Orleans, January 25th and 26th. 20,000 people will sit in on the taping of 10 shows, which the rest of the country will see in February. And you can welcome them with a toast of Good Fortune Fizz, an American Automobile Association recipe made by Vanna.
This is so easy to make. Can I show you how?
Please do.
All right. You take 1 part cranberry juice, 1 part orange juice.
Now this is a good one to serve the kids.
Oh, it's great to serve the kids. It's great to serve anyone. And 1 part sparkling apple cider. And then, well, I don't have a stirrer, but we'll stir it around like this. We'll blend it like this.
Tomorrow night, a man at the top of his game, but see what is as important as basketball to Tulane coach Perry Clark.
Here we go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm. Nice job.
It is great.
I'm Bill Capo, Eyewitness News, Nightwatch.
And you can find the recipe for Vanna's Good Fortune Fizz on our webpage, WWLTV.com. Well, we're in for rain overnight. Carl tells us how much we can expect, plus details on the freezing temperatures moving in next. And later in sports, the UNO Privateers are working on a winning streak.
Pick up your free 12 for the road recipes at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Oh, honey, this is the best. I gotta call Mom.
What's with the TV?
I don't know, honey. Where's the remote?
At Primeco, you can get a 100% digital phone starting at just $39. And now our new rate plans include nationwide long distance.
Go ahead and call. It's Primeco.
The GMC Convoy 2000 is here. Trucks with capabilities that will change the way you look at the road. Professional-grade pickups, SUVs, and family vans designed better than they need to be. Like the 2000 GMC Sierra Extended Cab with the most powerful standard V8 in its class. Get up to $1,587 average finance savings with 3.9% APR on select 2000 Sierra models. GMC. Do one thing, do it well.
I've been a last-minute shopper all my life.
The excitement, it's lots of fun.
And that's one reason that I'm shopping at Walmart.
My kids know where I'm at the last 2 days of Christmas.
To be a last-minute shopper, you have to have a lot of courage.
Your blood's rushing, looking through every aisle.
This way we get to come in, do it all at one time, and I'm finished.
Everything is right here in the one store.
And the prices are great.
There's something for everybody.
As you can see, a lot of great gifts.
I will get them all at Walmart. One fell swoop.
Tuesday morning, the great Ronnie Cole will begin playing the piano for us. Also, Frank is off, so the folks from Storyville District will be in cooking. Join us Tuesday morning.
Venezuela is struggling tonight to cope with what could be the country's worst natural disaster this century. The death toll is expected to reach the tens of thousands after massive flooding and mudslides. Entire towns are gone, and more than 100,000 people are said to be homeless. And in our area tonight, about 300 homes in the Garden District without power because of winds knocking down power lines. Apparently.
Yeah, our winds are strong because of this area low pressure coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's tightening up what we call the pressure gradient. So the winds are going to stay pretty strong overnight and even through tomorrow. That's also going to add a wind chill out there. So we are going to continue to see the possibility of those strong winds and some more rain. Take a look at pinpoint Doppler radar right now. We can show you that still a good shield of rain, some moderate showers, even some heavier thunderstorms still remaining along the Gulf Coast region where we've had some of the heaviest rainfall amounts. As we look north shore from Kentwood down towards Wilmer. Wilmer called in with 3 inches of rainfall a little earlier. St. Tammany Parish also covered with rain across the lake. Into the city and the metro area, some moderate showers still across the region. A lot of the rainfall amounts anywhere from 1.5 inches averaging to some places 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. And as we look a little farther south, you can see some of the heavier rains pushing off Plaquemines Parish, extending down south of Grand Isle, where the winds are so high that there are gale warnings in effect now for coastal regions, small craft advisories for the lake. So definitely the rain heaviest in this area with over 3 inches of rain around Grand Isle High School and still coming down. Let's show you the satellite photograph right now. We'll show you that the area of low pressure is down here in the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see it still pushing eastward and northward throughout the course of tonight and tomorrow. So you can still see there's more rain and thunderstorms out there that will have to cross our area through tonight and into probably the morning hours tomorrow. Now, as you look at the temperatures across the nation, very cold, below zero. Those are the actual temperatures, wind chills well below zero, and that cold air is sinking southward. But as a different change from yesterday and earlier today, it doesn't look like the brunt of the cold air will make it to our area thanks to the southwesterly winds in the upper levels. You can see it's chilly air, but really not that bad. It's the wind that's making it feel much colder. Here's the area of low pressure. By tomorrow morning, along our coastline south of us, our lows will only be the mid-40s north shore, 50 on the south shore, but because of the wind, it'll feel like the 30s. Icy conditions, a wintry mix northern Louisiana during the morning hours, snow to the north, and we're going to see those winds continue and the rain tapering off during the morning into the afternoon hours, with still a chance for some rain in the afternoon. Now Wednesday, southwesterly winds on top of cold air at the surface, cloudy conditions it looks like. Temperatures in the 30s thanks to the clouds and that southwesterly flow. Also, with that cloudy condition, we may not be able to see an event that's going to take place. Wednesday is the first day of winter, and we're going to have a full moon on the winter solstice, which is this Wednesday. The moon's orbit is closest to the Earth, and the moon will appear about 14% larger. And because the Earth is closer to the sun at this time of year, the moon will also appear about 7% brighter. Now, we may not be able to see that with the naked eye, the brightness, because it's only 7%. Let's take a look now at WeatherLink 4. Check out Boothville Venice High School. Over 8.5 inches of rainfall, winds sustain about 26, at times 38 miles per hour. So definitely some heavy rains along coastal regions. Around the rest of the area right now, we're in the low 50s, but it feels like anywhere from 32 to 42. With those winds out of the north at 24, gusting to 29. Here's a look now at tonight. Showers and thunderstorms, windy and cold, 40s north shore, around 50 south shore. Tomorrow, we're going to stay in the 40s all day, so you'll need those heavy jackets and sweaters even in the afternoon. Gale warnings in effect for the coastal region, small craft for the lakes. Best advice, don't venture out tomorrow. Here's a look at your average range in the tides, 1.7 feet. And your look down the road shows winter for a couple of days. At least it's going to start off and feel like winter for the first day coming up on Wednesday.
All right, Carl, thanks. Back with more in just a moment.
Today's Eyewitness weather forecast has been sponsored by Compass Furniture for Kids.
4, 5, V6. Sometimes life can be really tough. You want an easier way to get around? Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, where you'll find the tough Chevy Malibu. It's the lowest priced car with a standard V6 engine, automatic, air, and ABS. Now you can get $1,500 cash back for 2.9% APR financing on Malibu. So bypass all detours and go directly to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's your turn to save.
This holiday, invite Rouse's to your table. You'll find fresh, delicious ways to make the holidays easy. The absolute lowest prices on hams and turkeys. We're serving up all your favorites. Fresh, hot from the oven breads, tasty cakes, and home-baked pies. everyday lower prices and fresh ideas at your nearby Rouse's. Serve your family the best from Louisiana's best, Rouse's.
Get unlimited visits to Jazzland Theme Park with a season thrill pass and get a bonus discount coupon book, all for as low as $49.99 per person. Now at all Winn-Dixies.
I'll be right with you.
Dr. Triesenberg, line 1.
Winter blues got you down? Nothing lifts the spirit like Mazda's year-end clearance. Right now, you can get $750 cash back or incredibly low financing on a new Mazda Protege. Mazda's year-end clearance. It's just what you needed.
Most effective therapy.
In sports, a rough night on the lakefront, huh?
Yeah, bad night on the lakefront, outside and in. Dennis, it had been nearly a month since UNO last played at home, and in the interim, they seem to have misplaced their home court advantage. They were 2-0 at the Lakefront Arena before hosting Sam Houston State tonight. Picking up the action, Privateers never led in the first half. Sam Houston was on top 34-27 at the intermission. For the Privateers, Clyde Ellis gets the finish off the steal, 2 of his 13, but Joey Steibing's club would fall to 4-4. Seneca Wall for the Bearcats. He finishes what he starts with the steal and the score. He had 10, and Sam Houston prevails by a score of 56-52. It's cold in Boston, but not cold enough to cool off the NBA's hottest team. The Los Angeles Lakers were led by Shaquille O'Neal's 34 points. Shaq was fined $10,000 for criticizing the officials today, but he had few complaints tonight against the Celtics. Kobe Bryant complimented him with his open court game. Bryant had 27 tonight as the Lakers won their 7th straight, 99-90 over the Celtics. In overtime, Philadelphia edges Detroit. Minnesota defeated Cleveland. It was the Knicks knocking off Charlotte 112-109 in OT. Orlando, another tight game, nipping Utah. It was Seattle thumping the Bulls 93-84, and Miami edges the Dallas Mavericks 92-89. Mike Ditka is hopeful that Ricky Williams will play against the Cowboys on Friday and thinks that he will. Hope is about all the Saints have left. Just about everything else is gone in this season. That's been reduced to conjecture about who's going. Jim Baskell reports on Mike Ditka's uncertain status and the changing status of a heretofore inactive quarterback.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the organization. That's embarrassment for the organization is the hardest thing for me.
Mike Ditka may be embarrassed, but he's not distracted by national reports saying Tom Benson is exploring buying out his contract. Stories continue to circulate about Ditka's future, news that Mike continues to ignore.
It really truly may amaze you, but I don't read the papers. I really don't. But I never read them. You know, I don't read the good or the bad. You know, I'm certainly not a glutton for punishment.